Welcome to What's at Stake, a series where we look at the important issues facing Americans and what's at stake in this election. We're here with Deborah Rozanski, a healthcare consultant and expert who is the chair of the Democrats Abroad Healthcare Platform Plank in the platform development process.
Thanks for having me.
First, let's start by explaining the healthcare situation in the United States.
So what we find is that health insurance is increasingly unaffordable for the average American family. Even if you have employer-sponsored health insurance, it doesn't mean that that insurance is going to cover all of your expenses. If you have a serious condition like cancer or a chronic condition like heart disease or even something like COVID, they're finding that it only covers a proportion of their expenses.
With COVID, the pandemic has really exposed the vulnerabilities of an employer-based system.
Yes. Half of Americans receive their health care through their employers. And as a result of the pandemic, we've seen many Americans, as they've become unemployed, have also lost their health insurance. If you add together people who depend on that insurance, such as other family members, the estimate is almost 15 million people who have lost jobs and therefore no longer have access to health insurance.
And as someone living in a country with effectively universal healthcare coverage, and we see how different it is from what we knew in the United States.
Yeah. Many Americans living abroad benefit directly from universal healthcare systems. We have access to all the healthcare that we need. We don't have some of the challenges Americans have with insurance companies and surprise bills, and we get high quality care.
Deborah, how would you answer to the critiques that the Biden-Harris proposal for healthcare is not universal? How will it help improve the situation?
The Biden-Harris plans propose several significant steps forward towards the goal of universal health insurance. The public option is a way of, I think, sort of moving in that direction.
Is that effectively decoupling healthcare coverage from employment?
Having a public option allows people to purchase health insurance separate from their employment. It also means that insurance becomes portable. People can move from one job to the next, or even take a risk, for example, on starting up a business without losing health insurance.
Again, I have so many friends who are working independently as consultants, in the gig economy, and for them, healthcare is a constant topic of concern. And I feel like the idea would help so many people be entrepreneurs, right? Invest, create, and do what they want.
Another important proposal would impose an 8.5% cap on how much one would have to spend as a proportion of one's take-home income.
Okay, Trump is out there also saying how he has proposals that are going to lower the rates for insurance coverage. What are they actually doing?
Although the administration keeps promising the American people an affordable health insurance program, we've never seen it. So what does that tell us? That tells us that there isn't a plan. Trump is still planning to repeal the consumer protections in the Affordable Care Act. In fact, the whole act. Several attorneys general from Republican-led states, with backing from the Trump administration, are arguing before the Supreme Court that the Affordable Care Act should be fully rescinded.
And what would the ramifications be if the Affordable Care Act is actually repealed?
The pre-existing conditions protections would evaporate overnight, and at least 20 million Americans would no longer have affordable health care.
There are Americans abroad who have either left the United States to seek affordable health care in other places, so-called healthcare refugees, or Americans who live abroad now but want to return home but can't because of conditions that they have.
My partner has a long-term medical condition. The costs are covered because we pay into a tax-funded system, so it's better for us to remain in the UK.
Why is there so much resistance to this in the United States, especially from Republicans?
Americans seem to have a misunderstanding that other healthcare systems are limiting choice too much. And so I think if we can provide counterexamples, I think we'll start to sell the benefits of a universal healthcare system.
What does it mean for this election?
For Americans who are worried about the costs of healthcare and whether or not they'll continue to have access to high quality care in their communities, a vote for Biden and Harris is absolutely critical.
Americans abroad, November is now. Go to votefromabroad.org and make sure that you submit your ballot, and also check with your local elections office to confirm that your ballot was in fact received. Vote.